Alright, hello. So recently Marushko made an interesting discovery in Vice City. It has to do with the threat order and it can actually be very useful for 100%. So I thought I could do a quick video on it and might as well explain the basics of what threat order is in the first place, since there are always people who keep asking. If you're already familiar with the whole saving and loading, then feel free to skip ahead to the new stuff. Thread or script order is basically the order in which the game loads or checks certain scripts. For one, there's the normal or correct order, which for simplicity's sake we'll just call the good order. And then there's also the reversed order, which, as the name suggests, is just the normal order but flipped around. This one will be the bad order from now on. Why are there two? Why is there even such a thing as a reversed order? I don't know, ask Rockstar. But I can show you why it matters to us. You see, the current strat for Taxi and Vigilante in 100% is the so-called TBD duping, or taxi duping as some call it. For that, you rampage start the off-road challenge Trial by Dirt over and over again. That means starting the challenge together with a rampage at the same time. And if you're on the good order, the success of this solely depends on your execution, on your inputs. Let me show you how it looks like. So here I am. I activated the rampage and I'm currently on mission 1. I'm gonna get on the bike and now I'm gonna skip ahead frame by frame here because this all happens very quickly, so you'll better understand what's exactly going on. I'm gonna play back the replay from the future here. This will cancel the current rampage that I just had. And then I will immediately play back the replay here. And now you can't actually see it, but Tommy is picking up the rampage here. And now you'll see. Here's Trial by Dirt starting, as you can tell by the pink text. And shortly after, here's the rampage. That was one successful instance. Let's see it again. Cancel with the future. Play it again. This time you can actually see the rampage. Boom. Pink text, Trial by Dirt. Shortly after, rampage. There it is. That was the second successful instance.
99% of the time.
And now you repeat this 12 times for Vigilante and 2 times 50 for Taxi. Yes, in total that's a whole 112 dupes. And as I said, as long as you have the good order, this isn't much of a problem. However, if you're on a bad order, then these dupes become inconsistent. Not saying impossible, cause you saw I was actually able to pull off a few successful ones here. But it's more likely to screw you over because of the way these two individual scripts are being handled by the reversed order. This is what happens. I cancel it. I immediately pick it back up. Trial by Dirt starts, but without the rampage, which is bad. You want the rampage to be running as well. What can basically happen on the bad order is that Trial by Dirt starts too early without even giving enough time for the rampage to trigger. So you gotta reload and try again. So for taxi duping, being on the good order is very important. So how can you change the order? When you launch a new game, you always start out on the good order, obviously. Now you can go ahead and play the game, do the missions, whatever you want. Until at some point you decide you want to save, and let's see what happens. This right here on the side will be your current order. We're currently on the good one. And when you save, it copies the current order onto the save file, and for some reason it saves it in reverse. So now this save file has a bad order stored on it. But that doesn't change your current order. As you can see, we're still on the good one here. And nothing's gonna change if we save again. It always works with the same principle. It copies your current order and just flips it around. So for it to take effect, we actually need to load that save. Now it becomes the bad order. And it doesn't matter how many times you load that save. Because the bad order was stored on it, that's what's gonna become the current order. So to change it, we just need to save again. It gets flipped around into the good order. But because we're still on the bad one, we just reload. And we're on the good one. So what did Marushko actually find? He found out that if you complete an on mission 0 rampage, while a call is pending, that the state of the phone call afterwards is a direct translation onto what threat order you're currently on. What does that mean? Look, I'm currently on a rampage. It's an on mission 0 rampage, as you can see by the mission markers, and I can assure you that the last call was at least 20 seconds ago. So when I complete this, a new one will come in instantly. And when I complete it, you see I get the phone call, but you also notice that it's an on mission 0 phone call, because of the mission markers and the save markers. So if you get an on mission 0 call, that means that you're currently on the bad threat order. In contrast, if you complete it and you get no mission or save markers, as you can see here, if you get an on mission 1 call, that means that you're on a good threat order. So now you can use this knowledge for 100% and simply complete a rampage during taxi waiting time to give you useful information for taxi duping later on. And the simplest method would be to just go to the minigun rampage, record it and then save start it. And of course you could do that, but I don't really like that method too much because you have to rely on cycles for it. And if you get a bad cycle, you have to reload, try again, which can waste you at least 30 seconds or more. So instead, I came up with this super silly strat, but hey, at least it works and you don't have to mess around with cycles. And this is how it works. Let's say in the current 100% route, you just finish stadium events, you warp back, go save, write down the in-game time for taxi, and then you start setting up the strat. First, you pick up armor and either an M60 or the minigun. Then you grab your cop car and head to the minigun rampage. Make a replay over it, then cancel the call, wait a bit, select your heavy weapon, and then Vigilante start the rampage. But, this is important, don't cancel Vigilante, because that would kill all the rampage spawns, and we don't want that. So just drive up to the road, leave Vigilante as it is, get out, and kill the first set of spawns here, while also looking out for a vehicle. Any vehicle really works here, well, besides a cop car, of course. Just try to find one before you get 2 stars, because then you just get a bunch of cop car spawns. What I like to do next here is go to this spot, kill the next wave, until I have around 3 or 4 enemies left. You could go down to like 1 enemy, but I wouldn't recommend that and I'll explain later why that is. And now the next important step is to remember that when the timer on the bottom, the Vigilante timer, runs out, there won't be any new rampage spawns. So what you gotta make sure is to find a group of at least 3 enemies, or however many you have left, and then stick to them so they don't despawn. And what I do here is I drive to Haiman Kondo, block this path here a bit with my vehicle, so in case the enemies get too aggressive, they don't become too annoying here, I can hide behind this wall here, for example. And now I find a group of, as I said, at least 3 people, and I just wait. You wait for the Vigilante timer to run out, and when it runs out, now pay attention to the rampage timer, because Vigilante cancelling also resets the call timer. So now you need to wait an additional 20 seconds for the call. So just subtract here 20, 34, and again wait for it. You can kill the cops here so they don't get too annoying. As I said, you can hide behind this wall here if you want. And now there's not much to say, just wait it out. You can wait until 30 to make sure. And then you complete the rampage. And you'll see, you get a call, and if you pay attention to the minimap, you see save markers. That means this is an on mission 0 call. So you're currently on the bad order. But for 100% this is actually good for you. Because remember, after the taxi waiting time, you're gonna load a save. So then you'll be on the good order, so you can start taxi duping right away. Here's another example. I get back here, I look for a group of at least 3 people. Here's one. But now they become aggressive towards me and chase me down. And while some of them fight with fists only, others might have pistols, which can become dangerous very quickly. This is why it's recommended to pick up the armor beforehand and have a few more kills left on the rampage. Because now you can just kill the guys with the pistols and just make the melee guys follow you until the 20 seconds for the call are over after Vigilante ends. And then you just finish the rampage, look for the call. I got an on mission 1 call here, see, call, no mission markers. That means I'm on the good order now, which is bad for me, because when I reload, I'll be on the bad order. So I'll have to save and load one additional time. So to recap, if you do see save markers, that means you're good to go. If you don't see save markers, you need to save and load one additional time before you can go start taxi duping. And yes, I made sure that you still have enough time to get to the rampage. Even with a 6-minute waiting time, you have around 1.5 minutes to spare. So I hope this all made a bit of sense to you. I wish you good luck in your attempts, have fun running, and thanks for watching.